Check out that bike. That's pretty cool. Alright, well, hope y'all can see this. I know it's kind of dark in here, lighting is poor. My wife recently found this bike at an antique store. This is a Sears bike, and I believe this is a Flightliner is what they call this one. It's got the kind of faux gas tank on it. It does have a headlight, and it does have little lenses. From the research that I've done, I believe this one is a mid to late 60s model. And the reason I say that is because this is marked with the Sears logo right here, and the earlier ones were what, J.C. Higgins or something like that, and this one also has a plastic headlight bezel, whereas the earlier ones were metal that was actually like a chrome. This did have a chrome like coating on it, I could tell. The seat has these ribs on there. However, it looks like it was blue. It's still got blue vinyl underneath, so I'm guessing that was rewrapped. Has the remnants of a horn, which is actually really neat looking. Overall, it's just patinaed across the whole thing. Somebody has flipped the handlebars for whatever reason. The tires are junk. I mean, they're heavily cracked and weathered. A few broken spokes. Let me turn it around. There you go. You can read it on the chain guard there where it still says Sears on it also. Chrome is decent shape. Looks like I can probably polish that up a little bit. What I plan on doing with this is basically just kind of leaving it as a ratty style bike. I'm going to have to fix the plastic there where it's cracked, or get a replacement for that. But overall, first thing I want to do, get some tires on there where I can actually roll this thing and make sure everything else works, get it up off the ground, and basically, like I said, I'm just going to kind of leave it ratty looking. I think it looks pretty awesome. Okay, first things first, get these handlebars fixed. Let's see. Make sure they're nice and straight. Nothing bugs me more when riding a bicycle than having crooked handlebars. Basically just going to make these parallel to the ground. That's pretty good. I don't like them nowadays. A lot of you'll see the beach cruisers like this. I think it looks weird. So make them level, call them good. Get on there. There we go. Starting to look a little bit more like a regular bike. There we go. That's a little better. I like a better light. got one white wall tire here. I'm going to try and put it on the front. See if that works. This is a rear tire, a rear hub assembly. That's way too light. Let's try getting it on the back. But for now, I'm going to take the tire off. Had to take off the front fender because one of the brackets is broken on the end, so it's set on there crooked. I'll get that fixed and put it back together later, but for now I will get the front tire mounted. I ended up not swapping over to the white wall because this old tire, when I was looking at it, it's actually in pretty good shape. It still holds air. I'm going to put this one on and I'm putting the white wall on the rear. It's actually pretty straight. Hardly got any wobble at all. Drill wrenches. There we go. Yeah, that tire's seen better days. So crusty. Alright, so the strap on here that protects the inner tube from the top of the spokes is broken, so I'll probably pull it off that other rim. It's got one broken spoke, so I'll go ahead and take that out. If I can. Come on over there. Now the hub actually looks kind of shiny under all the dirt. It is. Don't see any more that are broken. There's a lot of little vines and weeds wrapped around the spokes. So, I'm guessing this thing sat outside for a while. Yeah, basically, most of the rubber that came with this rim that was on the bike is junk, or was junk, so I pulled out of my good rim over there the rubber pad, and I'm going to use the inner tube that went with this tire also. Okay, basically get one lip of the tire on there, and then insert your inner tube. The only thing that's really got to line up is your valve stem, so you want to make sure that that's lined up with your hole first. There it is. Okay, just need some air. There you go. About 250 feet to do it. There's the holder for this arm. I don't know if that's factored in here or not. I don't believe it would have came with that. I don't know when they started doing those. Come on, sit down in there. There it is. a little wobble to it, not horrible. This side to side, have to adjust a couple of the spokes. Got a little bit of a dent in the fender. Of course, it's starting to rain. Roll, it's pretty good. It's not great. Got a little bit of a wobble. I got a dent in the fender right there, so I need to move that over. There we go, that's better. Yeah, I'm going to straighten out that rim. This is the old tire off the rear. This is a Super Crest nylon tire. It's got an interesting pattern, kind of a pie cut along the edge with a you know, some decent tread on it. Some of y'all might be able to tell me if this is original tire to this bike. I doubt it is. Let's see. But the front tire, I guarantee, is newer than that. This one is a, if I can find a name on it. I saw one earlier. There it is. It's a Capri right there. They're both the same size. Obviously the back tire now is newer. Still old, but a newer tire. I'm running into a little bit of an issue. It spins, but it rubs on the fender itself, so I gotta figure out if it's the fender that's crooked or the tire. The tire looks a little off center. The pedals are good. That one spins really well, but it's missing the grip on one side, and it's a little cockeyed. This one is complete and straight, but it doesn't spin very good, so I'm going to have to lube that one up. Alright, laid it on its side, so I can get the oil down in there. The old trusty oil can. Ooh, that's quite a bit. There it goes. I think I'm going to keep the old inner tube that was in that back tire because it doesn't appear to have any holes in it. I'm going to try putting air in it, seeing if it holds. What do I got to lose anyway? There we go. I'll let that soak in. Well, obviously the fender is square at the top. If you look at the bottom, it appears that the fender is off center. I don't know, that one's a tough one to determine. But if you look, the tire is way to the right up at the top also, even where it goes through the frame. So I'm thinking the rim itself needs to just shove over to the left. There was a washer on that side, so I might throw that on the inside just to get it to kick over a little bit and hopefully square it up so it doesn't rub. Well, it had, you can't even really see it, but there's a big fat washer right there now. I had just thrown it over here because it was just one oddball fat washer, and then it has a star washer on each side. So I threw that fat washer inside the frame on this one to kind of kick the rim over a little bit. And that seemed to do the trick because now it's a little more square up at the front. This back edge right here though still rubs a little bit, but I think that's just the fender. Needs to just kind of kick over, so that's an easy fix. And you can actually tell by the gap there versus the gap right there. So I just gotta move it over. But other than that, the wheel spins freely now, and I think part of it was just getting it back up on its wheels where it's standing upright, where the weight can kind of tension the chain on by itself. Alright, hope you can hear me over the rain. I had a little bit of it was just kind of flexed right here. I was able to straighten that out, and now when you push that all the way over, look how close it is. So that looks a lot better. Go ahead and tighten up this screw. Basically has a wood, like a flathead wood screw running through it. So whoever engineered this is a marvel. So, but it helps. Sorry, actually it holds. There you go. Got it. I'm going to suck that one in a little bit. But anyway, you can tell now there's a nice gap all the way around. There we go. Not rubbing anymore. I think we got it. Right as rain. Well, yeah. Let's see how that pedal's doing. It's better. Probably need to take it apart and really do some work on it. Whoa. It's getting hung up someplace. Wait, I guess it would spin backwards, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think it's working. Yeah, it's got quite a few dents in it. On the fender there, a couple other dents. I fixed the ones basically that were rubbing. The rest I'm just going to leave because it is kind of a patina thing. But this big dent in the chain guard, I want to straighten this out. Because I don't want it to rub on the chain. Go. A little bit better. There. Not perfect, but do a little more tweaking on it later. That's real thin. Doesn't take much to bend it. I can see how it got bent. Next I want to do is go ahead and take this tank off. Now this tank basically houses the batteries for the headlights, and so I want to take a look at those. Normally I wouldn't really mess with it, but as you can see, it doesn't sit square in the frame. The back end is kicked over to the right, and once again, while I'm riding it, that's going to make me crazy, so I'm going to take it off, see if I can figure it out, straighten it, and see what's inside as far as, hopefully there's no batteries in there that are like going to rust it out, and see what I can do about that busted plastic. Alright, it's pretty easy assembly. It's got two flathead screws up underneath. There's one. See if I can do this one one-handed from the opposite side. There we go. Now then, this assembly should slide out. Yeah, so it was a red bike. Cool. Those old wire nuts in there. Man. That's pretty cool. I would like to get these lights working again, and with that, I will probably polish these up and actually upgrade these to LED. With a little bit better battery system. I know, here's a switch for it right there, look at that. I know some of you saying, no, you know, just leave it as is, but I think part of the nostalgia thing on this, I don't know, the lights are kind of cool, you know, if they're just kind of a dim light, but I would like them to actually function also. But part of this being a kind of a retro or a rat rod bike is having everything work, even though it looks crappy. So I will, I'd like to get that working again. I think there's a pivot here, so this should just kind of open. Yep. It comes off like, ooh, jeez. Open it up and see that dude sitting there kind of freaks me out. Thank goodness he's dead. I think this took probably 2 D batteries in series, basically end to end in here to power the lights. With that being said, like I said, I wanted to do possibly some LEDs, and I'll probably run a newer style, like kind of a rechargeable battery in it. But you know what? It probably wouldn't be too much to hook up some power to it now and see if these lights work. Let's see, the light's pretty simple. So it just pushes up, yeah, right there, just makes contact. That's real easy. Alright, before I disconnect these wires, I want to kind of determine what's what. Alright. That one must be ground, coming off, going there. Which goes to the bottom of that. This one, coming off there, goes through this. This is basically attached to the tank itself. And what lead me to believe? Oh, yeah, that one's, yeah, because that one's insulated. So this one's ground, and this one must be the hot lead. Yeah. So I can go ahead and mark these with a little black paint or black marker. Keep them straight in there. Let's see. Yeah, that one. So this one's ground. I'll mark both sides so I can take the wire nuts off. Alright. And then I don't have to worry about mixing them up. Sorry about that. I mean to get all shaky. Alright, I gotta work on that one. That balance the camera. Nope, don't fall over. Alright. Just one flathead screw in here. Take out the light bulb assembly. There we go. Oh, there goes the lens. I'll probably run a little bit of super glue on this to fix these cracks, just so it doesn't break anymore. There's the lens. I'll polish that up. And here is the actual light bulb assembly. So, yeah, that's all crooked. The light bulbs themselves look good. I wonder what the voltage rating is on these. Alright, I think I kind of figured out what the problem was with this sitting crooked. This bracket right here is bent over, so see if I can square it back up. For metal work, I find that channel locks are my favorite tool. They grab onto just about anything. You can make them fit about any size. There we go. Looks better. I don't know. Nope, that's still not straight. No, that's supposed to lay flat. There we go. Try that. Hopefully that's kind of focused. You know what? I want to see what color this thing was before. A little bit of Windex. Nice. I don't mind a rusty patina on something, but just leave the dirt and grime on it. That's kind of fake. It's cool. Look at that. Yeah, take that side. There we go. It's pretty nice. Kind of a metallic-y red color. Not bad at all. Yeah, shame the whole bike isn't that color anymore. Alright. A little bit of a dent in the side of this tank here, if you can see it. So I'm going to see if I can knock that down just a little bit. I think there's enough dents in this bike already. Using a tack hammer for my body work. Sounds way more solid. It's getting there. Broke my little ball peen hammer. Broke the handle right off. There we go. It's looking better. Alright, got the dent out. Nice. Just out of curiosity, I kind of want to see what some steel wool does on this. I think I'm going to have to avoid the pinstripe areas because those are just about nothing anymore. Kind of like on my rat wagon, wipe it down with some WD-40 afterwards. There we go. I know some of you are probably saying, yeah, go ahead and clear coat over it and save that patina. Well, I'm not really one to clear coat over rust. I think that looks weird because then it makes it just glossy rust. And rust isn't glossy. But now if it's an actual patina where you remove the rust and it's just worn paint, yeah, that's cool. Go ahead and clear coat over it. That looks neat. Because basically you're preserving what paint is left. But glossy clear coat looks weird. That's just my opinion. Obviously feel free to do whatever you want with yours. There we go. Now this won't really hold a shine. This is basically just cleaning it. Kind of preserving what's there. How about preservation? Probably go over that a little bit more. Knock down some of the heavier, flaky rust. But overall, I think I got it. There we go. What do you think about that? Pretty cool. Time kind of seeing it. Cool. And got most of the cobwebs out of the inside. Yeah, I got a little 9-volt battery here. See if these lights will work. Sure, if it's a couple D batteries, it's going to be considerably less voltage. But even if these flash, I mean the filaments are still good. See, this one should be ground, and this one is positive. This one-handed. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Wonder if it's rusty. Yeah, I used a little bit of Mother's aluminum polish on a rag and was able to polish up the headlight lenses pretty good. So I can't complain at all. They look nice. Unfortunately, I kind of stepped on that one. Messed it up and it was actually scuffed pretty bad, but as you can see, the Mother's took the scuff right out. So that's good to go. I'm going to work on getting the bulbs out of this one. I think it might just be rusty, so it's not getting a good ground. So I'm going to take it apart, clean it up, see if I can get it to work. As you can see, the rust is pretty significant on the back. I took a wire brush to kind of clean them up, but they are really in there. So I know y'all might just get a video of me stabbing myself with broken glass here in a second. That doesn't even want to turn. That one kind of turns. Come on. Just gotta work it back and forth. There we go. Okay, the filament's not broke, so I'm guessing these are still good. Oh. See if I can put a little WD-40 on it. There we go. Get that to loosen up maybe. There it goes. A bit at a time. Alright, well, keep working with that, see if I can get it out. Well, unfortunately, one bulb didn't make it. Ended up having to put pliers on it. Just used some needle nose pliers to turn it out, and the glass cracked. The other one made it. I wire brushed the backside and then cleaned up the inside where it actually mates for the ground. So hopefully that'll work. But like I said, I don't know if I'm going to actually keep these light bulbs or I'm going to switch over to LEDs with a different style battery just for longer life. So that'll be a future project. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and throw these back in. Well, I don't have the proper stuff to fix the hole in the side of the headlight, so I'm not even going to bother to paint it right now. I was actually thinking about painting a copper, just to see what it looked like, until, I mean, I'm going to have to patch it up and sand it down anyway. But I guess for the time being, I'm just going to throw some chrome tape around it, and that'll kind of cover up that hole and make it look kind of chrome, because I think the copper would look kind of weird with the chrome that's left on there. Oh! Found out a cool idea for the tail light. What do y'all think about that? How many of y'all can tell me what that tail light's out of? Just enough to wrap around. Remember, this is just a temporary fix. It's nothing permanent. After all, it's only tape. Alright. show you when I'm done. Well, it ain't perfect, but I think it'll work for now. If I can get something to put that together with. And you know what? When I'm whizzing by at 150 miles an hour, you'll never even notice that that's tape. Yeah, I ended up getting the front fender mounted back on there. This side, it was complete, so it would go all the way around the bolt. This side was snapped off, so basically it was just a fork, and it really wasn't enough to go in there and catch. So what I did was just put 2 extra washers and a nut, and basically just jammed it in between the 2 washers. Same thing on this side, just so it's equal. Not that it really needed it, but that worked out. So big round flat washer to basically capture it, and so got it back on there. Looks good. Alright, well that's about it for the mid-60s vintage Sears Flightliner bicycle video. I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to like the video.
As if.
As if we'd done the video like that. Yeah, right.
We should do a test ride video.
Test ride video. Good call.